Hello, welcome back. This is your lead instructor, Gennaro Washington here, CEO of Cortex Solutions. And today we're going to be talking about advanced business continuity planning. Again, we're just adding on or building on what we've already talked about before. So that way you can understand, at least from a more intermediate and advanced perspective, how to go about doing planning for continuity. So as we know, continuity within itself is going to ensure that we maintain operations, but also brand reputation and customer trust. Because if the customer does not trust that we can confidently store their data, making sure that we have that 99% uptime, that availability, we want to make sure we do that. And the more we can provide and show within our plans, within our actual tabletop exercises, we can show that, hey, we have the capability to do this. So what is BCP and why is it critical? We talked about this before. Well, we have to understand that it's all about planning to ensure that we continue on operations even during a disruption. And that can be from a natural disaster. That could be something that was done from a threat actor. It really just depends. But ideally, that's the main concept. And the goal is to reduce the impact of said disruption, right? On the revenue aspect of it, on the reputation, on the operational side when it comes to the actual business itself. But the core component of advanced business continuity planning, think about it like this. You have risk assessments in your BIA, as well as your plans. So if you put all that together, what we're trying to understand here is that, well, if we know by the steps of identifying what risks are associated with the different threats that are out there, determining the actual likelihood, hey, is this going to actually happen, and the impact of that too, along with examining how does the actual disruption itself, how does it affect our business functions, and then putting into place different plans and procedures to help kind of walk you through the process and making sure that that communication is, well, top notch. It's one of our top priorities. But what about cybersecurity integration within business continuity? What does that look like? Well, as we know, cyber incidents, now this can basically consume, in a sense, a whole business's, let's say, revenue, if you will, right? Because think about it. If it's a ransomware attack or they're trying to recover from some form of breach, that could cost a lot. So it's critical that we ensure that we enhance cybersecurity by putting into place encryption, by putting into place the aspect of logging and monitoring, and ensuring that even if something does arise that's outside of what we've done before or have any idea how to actually get through in regards to a certain natural disaster or ransomware attack, it's good to understand that there are other sites that depend usually upon the main critical HQ, right? So adding different advanced techniques like we talked about before with encryption, AI, machine learning, being able to analyze that threat in real time and give you real-time alerts. This is what we would need to sustain ourselves, right? And ensuring that our vendors that also utilize some of the resources that we use to, making sure that they are also on board, they're on track as well, to know that, yes, cybersecurity is at the forefront. And some of the advanced tools, we can look more to some of the frameworks that we utilize, right? Because think about it like this. You want to use things such as Archer, right? That's just one tool. It allows you to help and automate that workflow in regards to compliance. We want to be able to understand when we are using and following certain standards that we are thinking about the business continuity. We're thinking about the actual business itself. Understanding that, yes, there has to be some form of connection around, well, why are we adding the ability to encrypt data at rest or in transit? Why are we doing that? How can it help the actual business itself? What is that function that we are utilizing, right? So we have to make sure that it makes sense and it aligns well. One of the actual real-world examples, think about it like this. You have a ransomware attack on our e-commerce platform. So it shuts down the company's ordering and fulfillment systems. Well, one of the actions that could really take place next within our BCP is going to be isolating those affected machines. And you think about it from that standpoint of like the forensic, right? You're isolating, you're containing, or incident response, right? Now, you want to switch to the backup platform and then communicate the outages to the actual customers to say, hey, this is what's going on. This is what's happening. And then the outcome. What are we looking to do? So we're trying to resume the process of our customers ordering and fulfilling orders, right? Within 4 hours. So these are just some of the main things to be thinking about when you're putting into place your BCP. What systems are going to be affected? What public-facing web servers do we have in place right now? We need to understand the whole totality of our network to ensure that we basically take into account every aspect of our network and what our network has access to and all the external connections as well. It's been great. Gennaro, CEO of Cortex Solutions, and today we talked about advanced business continuity concepts brought to you by ACSMI. I hope you have a great one. Take care.